for joining us. I am Chef Nicole, again with Lulu's Fish Market. Today I'm actually going to be making something extremely delicious that's very close to me. I've been making this for a very long time. I'm going to do sea bass, which is probably my favorite fish. And I'm going to do that today pan-seared over wilted spinach with corn and asparagus over the top. We're going to be using corn, and I just use frozen corn. Fresh corn is awesome if you want to take it off the cob. I definitely recommend it, especially when it's in season. I'm going to use garlic, salt and pepper, spinach, asparagus, and more corn over here. But this is a very simple recipe. Sea bass is a very delicious fish. It has a lot of natural fat to it, and it's got a really rich, creamy flavor. And I don't like to do a lot to take that away, though you can do things like marinating if you like. So I'm going to start here, and I have a pan here with just melted butter, and then I have a pan here with a little bit of bacon grease. We're actually going to use this bacon grease to wilt the spinach because it's delicious that way. So I'm going to go ahead and start here with melted butter. And we're going to put a little bit of garlic in this pan, and we're going to turn that up and roast that garlic. While that pan is heating up and that garlic is roasting, we're going to start wilting our spinach. I try to take as much of the stem off as I can. Depends on how you actually purchase the spinach. But the stem is just going to be a little bitter, so you want the leaves. And spinach does reduce a lot, so you'll need to use a fair amount. Depending on how many portions you're doing, you'll need to use a fair amount to actually get a fair amount out of it. You'll see how much it decreases in size as it roasts. Now while we're doing that, I'm going to just take some salt and pepper and put it on either side of this beautiful sea bass fillet. So sea bass is not a super inexpensive fish, however, Lulu's does have it. Right now this is Chilean sea bass, and they do have it fairly often, lately mostly because I've requested it, because it's just so much fun to cook with and so much fun to eat. But anything that you guys want, especially here at Lulu's, you can certainly request, and Mike and Laura will be happy to get it in for you. Okay, we're going to cut up a couple stalks of asparagus. Scoop those in with our corn. So our garlic is starting to sizzle a bit and we don't want to overcook it, so I'm going to go ahead and add our vegetables now. A little bit of salt and pepper to our wilted spinach. And we want a nice brown on the corn, nice brown crust on the asparagus as well. So just turn the heat up and let the butter do its job. Asparagus smells so good. So our wilted spinach looks beautiful. So we're gonna set that aside. I'm actually gonna use this bacon grease pan to saute our sea bass. Throw a little bit more garlic in here. Give this a nice brown on either side of the fillet. So that'll be on high heat. Alrighty, these veggies are done. So we're gonna turn the heat off on those. Get a nice brown, crunchy texture to them. And check out our sea bass. Popping corn. Imagine that. So sea bass is a fish that you're going to want to sear on either side when you have it in a pan like this. If you want to do garlic, butter, olive oil, however you want to sear it in that pan, then you're going to want to throw it in the oven and cook it kind of low and slow. Sea bass is definitely a fish that you're just going to want to cook to temp. If you overcook it, it tends to get greasy. It just tends to not be as good as it could be if it's overcooked. So it's definitely a fish that you're going to want to cook low and slow in the oven and cook it just to temperature. And when you do it that way, the natural fats in it just kind of stew, and it is wonderful. I always give conditions for cooking fish especially, because it depends on the heat that you're using. It depends on whether or not you're cooking on a grill, which I highly recommend. All right, and then once we have a good sear on the sea bass, we're gonna go ahead and throw this in the oven. Move it over here. And then once that's complete, we can plate it. And first we're gonna throw down our wilted spinach, just to make a nice bed for the fillet. And then bring our veggies over. On top goes our sea bass. Followed by our veggies. And we are done. Extremely simple. If you'd like to make it a little bit fancier, if you want to add a sauce, a nice beurre blanc would be nice. You could do like a lemon wine sauce. You want to keep it really light because the flavor of the fish itself is absolutely wonderful and you don't want to miss any of that. But something very light, a cream sauce of any kind would be a great addition if that's something that you would like to do. And we are done. So just to recap the recipe today, we took our spinach here, our fresh spinach, and we wilted that in a pan with a little bit of bacon grease. Once again, that's going to be it's going to reduce a lot. So you'll want a decent amount if you are serving a few people. After we did that, we added just a little bit of salt and pepper to it, and that goes down on the plate first. While that was wilting, we roasted our vegetables. So we just chopped up a little bit of the asparagus and took it with some corn, put it in a pan with a little bit of butter, a little bit of garlic, and some salt and pepper. And we roasted those till they had a nice brown crisp to them. And then once our vegetables were roasted, I went ahead and took that spinach, wilted spinach, out of the pan with the bacon grease, and I just used that very same pan to roast off to pan fry our sea bass that we got here at Lulu's Fish Market. And I just used a little bit of salt and pepper actually on the fillet, and then put a little bit of garlic in the pan before I pan seared it. And then that's gonna go in the oven. We want to kind of keep it low, so maybe 325, 350, just for a few minutes until fully cooked. Shouldn't take more than 10-15 minutes. Once again, beautiful fish. Make sure you don't overcook it, because you definitely want to enjoy the way that the sea bass tastes when it kind of cooks with its own juices. It's phenomenal. Well, thank you for tuning in and watching me do what I love to do the most. I really do appreciate it. I would also like to let everybody know that coming up on May 12th, which is a Thursday, and then again on May 24th, which is a Tuesday, we have 2 more classes scheduled for next month. So I would love to see some more people coming in and participating, having some wine with us, and checking out some of the recipes that I have to offer. I would also like to let everybody know that coming up in probably June or July, we are going to do a seafood boil event here, which is going to be a ton of fun. If you guys want to call up to the store, call up to Lulu's. Once again, check the social media for updates on the seafood boil. We would love to know who's interested, and if you guys have any special requests for the seafood boil. Mike and Laura here at Lulu's have also started to do a discount program where if you do come in for our classes that night, if you choose to purchase anything and take anything home with you, you do get 15% off all of your purchases. We are also posting all the recipes on our social media coming up. So watch our Facebook page, or watch the Lulu's website for the different recipes that we do, not only on this show here, but also for our cooking classes, because there's a lot of good stuff that you guys can check out if you come in for the cooking class or visit the website. So thank you so much. We very much appreciate your business.